Tool palettes provide an intuitive way to access commands and help maintain your company standards. There are a couple of different ways to use the tools in your palettes. To open the Tool Palettes window, from the View ribbon, Palettes panel, click Tool Palettes. Switch to the Architectural tab to look at two different methods of bringing in a tool. One option is to click the tool, such as a fluorescent light, to activate it. In the drawing, you are prompted to place the insertion point. Click to place the light. Alternatively, you can click and drag a tool from the palette into your preferred location in the drawing. When you release the mouse button, the tool is placed. Both methods also work for tools like hatch patterns. For example, switch to the Hatches and Fills palette, and under ISO Hatches, select the Hound pattern. As you move the cursor over an enclosed area in the drawing, the pattern displays. Click to place the pattern at the insertion point. Try placing the pattern again using the drag and drop method. You may find the drag and drop method quicker to use since it requires fewer clicks.
In AutoCAD, tool palettes organize drawing standards, block tools, and hatch pattern tools in a tabbed window. To display the tool palettes, from the ribbon, View tab, Palettes panel, click Tool Palettes. By default, this opens a floating version of the Tool Palettes window. Click and drag the title bar to move the palettes window to your desired location, including onto another display. You can leave the palette window floating, or you can dock it to either side of the interface. Right-click the Tool Palettes title bar to display a menu of options, such as Move, Size, and Close, as well as docking, anchoring, auto-hide, and transparency settings. Within this menu, there are also options to create a new palette, rename a palette, and customize a palette. Finally, you see a list of available tabs. Click through the tabs here, or in the Tool Palettes window to activate each palette. Note that all items in these palettes are tools. They may look like blocks, hatch patterns, or commands, but because they are palette tools, they can have additional properties associated with them. Selecting a tool here can be significantly different than selecting a similar command from the ribbon.
Action macros allow you to automate repetitive tasks in AutoCAD without the need for programming skills. These macros can be saved, replayed, and shared with others. You access action macros from the ribbon, Manage tab, in the Action Recorder panel. From here, you can record, edit, and play macros. To play back an existing macro, expand the Action Macro drop-down and select a saved macro. For this example, select Hexagon Fillet 4-inch. A selected macro does not automatically run until you click play. In this case, click play, and you are prompted to select the center of the polygon. When you do, the macro adds a 4-inch filleted hexagon to your drawing. Then, a notification appears, indicating that the playback of the action macro is complete. Notice that you can also choose not to see this notification again. Click Close. Other macros can use the same tool, in this case, the polygon object, and do something different with it. From the Action Macro drop-down, select Pentagon 4-inch and then click Play. In the drawing, specify a center point to add a 4-inch standard polygon with 5 sides. Continue to select and play macros from the saved list. For example, add another hexagon fillet 4-inch polygon to your drawing. The settings in the last macro that you used are retained by AutoCAD. To illustrate this, from the Home tab, Draw panel, select the polygon object. Since a filleted hexagon was the last macro used, the prompt is set for a 6-sided circumscribed polygon. Press Escape to exit this command. To reset the polygon settings to their defaults, return to the Manage tab, Action Recorder panel. From the Action Macro drop-down, select Polygon Reset, and then click Play. The playback complete notification appears, and when you close it, nothing is visibly changed. However, if you return to the Home tab, Draw panel, and select the polygon object again, you see that the prompt is now set to a default four-sided inscribed polygon. You can use the action recorder in AutoCAD to record commands and input values that can be played back as an action macro. This can be useful to automate repetitive tasks by recording what you do as you perform a series of commands. When using the action recorder, you do not need any programming experience to create simple or even complex automations. Simply record an action or series of actions. To start recording a macro, from the ribbon, Manage tab, Action Recorder panel, click Record. Now, perform the steps that you want to include in the macro. For example, create a circle, then stop the recorder and save the macro. Anytime you want to create another circle, you can simply select the macro and click Play. Action macros are saved as .actm files and can be played back or copied and shared with colleagues. You can also insert messages or requests for input that help users work through the macro if there are multiple steps.